Hey everyone, this is LuckoftheKevin signing in with some more Let's Play Plague Inc. And I'm messing with my audio somehow. Anyway, in the last episode, I talked about how I was going to do all the brutal modes off screen. Well, I decided against that because it literally took me the whole week from last episode to this episode to defeat everything on brutal. First 5 from bacteria to prion were honestly pretty easy. Nanovirus took me a couple days, and bioweapon took me forever, mostly because, just showing here, I went and had to unlock every single one of the genes. I mean, all 5 here. I honestly like using the catalytic switch, which means that the cure bubbles you get stuff from. Um, Travel genes, talking about whether land, air, sea, through closed land borders, or just increased infectivity in starting country. Any of those work. It depends on where you want to start. Out of all of these, the translesion, which means that you don't cost to evolve don't increase, so helpful. Oh, you have no idea how helpful that is. We got and there are other ones. Ability costs don't increase, transmission costs don't increase. Same with symptoms, but yeah. Mutation genes, again, up to you. Harder to cure is always good. Mutating transmissions is really good if you can stay hidden. And then environments, arid, humid, rural, urban, or just a small increase in all. So I like that one, but in this episode, what we're going to be talking about is some of the special genes. Now, we currently have 4 of them unlocked. Neurax worm, which once we defeat that, we'll get the necrovirus. But we have 3 cheat ones at the bottom: immune plague, hidden plague, and unlimited plague. And I think I'm just going to go through some of those real quick. The immune means that they can't cure you. They can still close all the borders and make it very hard for you to infect everyone, but it is impossible for them to completely 100% cure you. Hidden plague, that much easier in that humans will never take action against it. You can do whatever you want. And then unlimited plague, which unlimited DNA, well, not unlimited, but enough so that you don't need to worry about it ever, unless you are just buying and devolving the same thing over and over again. Then you're gonna run out. But I'm only going to show 2 of these. I'm gonna show the hidden plague first. I'm just gonna stick with normal at the moment, just to make things easier. If you get the metabolic hijack, you don't need to worry about touching the screen for the red and orange bubbles, which is, if I'm doing easy stuff, then I usually stick with that. The rest of those are pretty good. Let's go ahead and start this. My foot is asleep. And let's go ahead and just start in Egypt. As you can see, I don't have to press the screen except for the X's on the little chat bubbles. LOTK is a cheat. Have fun playing around in the world. For obvious reasons, you will not be given a score because, well, it's not going to be a score. Now, what I'm going to show in this is throughout the whole game, I focus on transmissions first, always transmissions first. Because humans won't take action against me, I'm just going to show how some of the symptoms can really help with your infectivity and spreading of the plague. Because I find that being able to have these symptoms spread your disease for you really helps. Sneezing, always a good thing. And already we're doing pretty good. But the cheat plagues are really there to show, they're there to see what all options you can get. I mean, let's see which increases my infectivity more. Pneumonia, but it's basically makes it so that you can go through and experiment. Okay, this works good here, this doesn't work good here. Which symptoms are the most lethal? Which ones will increase my infectivity the most? Let's go ahead and just grab some of that. But overall, it's just fun to kill time with, because with the cheat modes, you're not highly likely to deal with a lot in the way of losing. 2 mores. There we go. But the initial increase of infectivity from the symptoms, which cost a lot cheaper, were really helpful, because it meant that we got through this just that much faster. And I normally wouldn't do that in a regular mode, because we would have to deal with people curing it, people closing land borders, ports, and that can get very difficult to get through a game like that. 28. But overall, it's just kind of fun to sit back and watch. Some people just want to watch the world burn. I'm one of those people sometimes. Oh hey, that's actually awesome, because that was the transmission that was mixed between those two, so that just saved me 28 DNA points. Go me. But, oh, now we're starting to infect places. Let's see what symptoms we can get to increase infectivity again. Oh, pulmonary edema. Why not? As long as that increases my infectivity, why not? So, while we're just sitting here watching this go on, I kind of want to talk about something that's been going on lately. Twitch plays Pokemon, which, for those of you who aren't aware, is currently going on. I believe it's 7 days in. It's a basically 24/7 game of Pokemon being played on Twitch that is run by the chat. In the chat, you type in the word up, and then the character on screen will go up. And I don't want total organ failure yet, because I haven't gotten a good amount of people infected yet. But it's interesting to watch it's basically the question of, can 1,000 monkeys with 1,000 typewriters eventually type out Shakespeare? Can 100,000 people with the same Game Boy eventually defeat Pokemon Red? And it's an interesting experiment just to think about, because you get sometimes where the chat works together and, okay, let's try to take care of this tree. Cut it down, takes 3 minutes. Getting through a maze takes about half an hour. And then you die, and then you have to go back and do the same thing again, and suddenly that same tree now takes 2 hours instead of 3 minutes. And I honestly find it interesting, just as it is what it says. It is a social experiment to see how, if you take so many people and put them to the same goal, can they work together? How much do they step on each other's feet? It's all interesting. And as I'm sitting here watching from time to time, the conversations in game are definitely interesting. The fan base around this is insane, because not only have they been nicknaming their Pokemon, but they've started creating joke religions around stuff that's been going on in the game, because it's all about following the guidance of our mighty Helix fossil and going against the evil reign of the Dome fossil and his false prophet Flareon, while we have to trust in the ways of our bird Jesus Pidgeot. And the amount that people are getting into this game are insane. I saw a discussion in chat last night that people were trying to switch it from anarchy mode, which anyone in chat inputs a button input, it's basically put on screen, to democracy mode, which people can then vote on the next button input every 10 seconds. A lot of people were trying to push it towards democracy just so that we can get through the Pokemon Tower. And the amount of people going, no, democracy is the way of the evil Lord Dome Fossil, we must not We must not go to it. It is evil. It is just insane to watch. Reason I'm not spending DNA points on infectivity right now is because I just want to then blow everything up in a second anyway. But, let's add some more cold resistance, seeing as how all the existing countries left are rather cold. Is it just me, or does Canada always take forever to get infected? I mean, they must have a lot of healthcare. And now Greenland's getting more infected. We're getting there. Iceland's well on its way too. Okay. Once we finish with this, I'm just going to show the unlimited DNA, just to show how fast max infectivity can infect the world, and max everything else can kill off the world. I don't have enough for insanity, but wait, I do. Because I can just sell things off now without issue of losing DNA points each time I devolve. Now's when the world just kind of dies off. And it's really funny because the whole government's taking no action against you, stuff like that. You have to wonder what people would be thinking just sitting here watching the entire world die off within a matter of a couple weeks. From comas, organ failure, insanity. You have to wonder what the people in-game are honestly thinking. Then again, once you get to this point with all the insanity and organ failure and stuff like that, they're not really thinking. Especially once you get to... Wait for it. Especially once you get to this point. Then they're really not thinking. Yeah. But... oh look, score total. I have a score, but it's still 1 star. And, 1 second. I'm just going to show one more thing in this episode. Unlimited Plague, Brutal Mode. All that stuff's fine. And actually, no, I'm going to get rid of any genes that change how I infect things. So all I have is costs to devolve don't increase, and have it so that it pops the bubbles for me. So with just those, what is the most isolated place to start? I think the most isolated place to start is going to end up being Morocco up here. Just because they have no seaports, and we'd have to go through the whole Africa to get to a seaport. But let's do this. Nice and simple. I'm just going to spend my unlimited DNA on everything but symptoms. Just to show how fast this all goes. Might as well buy those. Help it out. I don't need to buy all this, but why not? Everything's bought out but symptoms. Let's see how fast the place gets infected. No, I don't want the coughing symptom yet. But yeah, you can basically see the number doubling every day. Or more than doubling. No, I don't want coughing yet. I mean, it's a good Pokemon and all, but nah. Yeah, you can just see how fast this plague is blowing up the world. No nausea. Should have gone with the one that decreased my plague's chance of mutating, just so I don't have to deal with that. Well, that is spreading really fast. Yeah, it's games like this I'm happy I had the bubbles popped for me, because otherwise you would hear a whole bunch of tapping on the screen. But nope. There goes Asia. There goes South America. No insomnia. Australia is just about gone. Goodbye, Greenland. You deserved it. don't want to. Thank you. And wow, that really did not take long. Maybe a matter of a couple in-game weeks, I would guess. We're still left with... Oh, there are no healthy people in the world. Now, let's go ahead and just do this. Because let's see how bad we can destroy the world. I mean, remember, in this, they can actually see... They actually can take actions, but with how fast they're going to be dying, probably won't be able to take enough actions for it. New worrying disease. First death in Zimbabwe. Bad luck or the beginning of something terrible? It's definitely luck. Yeah, Italy shuts down airports. I still love the time I saw UK shuts down land borders. That was just amazing. Are they even researching a cure? Oh, it would take to the year 2052 for it to get their research priority high. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do so well. If you're trying to cure an unlimited plague, you're not in for a good time. Wow, they're already dead. Wow. That went fast. Faster than I was expecting, honestly. And this was brutal mode for those who are interested. Yeah, that just went up instantly. Killed people nice and fast. Yeah. Just that initial boost was just because of the drug resistance stuff, and the secondary boost was just all because of the symptoms. So yeah, you can see that they had some research done, but nowhere near enough. What part of no score given? It said no score given, right? I have 3 stars, and I don't know. Makes no sense. So, yeah. In the next episode, we will be taking on the new plague, the Murex worm, which is a manipulative organism that burrows into the brain. And unlike the normal plagues, which it's basically the same game, but with some different tweaks to it, the special plague types completely different. It will have different symptoms, different transmission stuff, and different abilities that you can do in game. So, till next time, this is LuckoftheKevin signing out. See you guys next time for some more Let's Play Plague Inc. See ya.